Hello everyone, welcome back to an RlCraft tutorial and guide. So we are actually revisiting a old tutorial of mine, and we are, as you probably already guessed it, going to go over monster forging, and we are actually going to go over a few other forging stuff, so reforging and reforging items, and we are actually going to go over everything that has to do with this area, so minus enchanting. So advanced Rune reader, if you didn't know what that was, reforging station, and just the regular reforging. So let's get to it. Okay, so first off, since my last video, since it's been a while, there's actually been a few updates, and you are gonna need two things. You're gonna need this Master Equipment Forge, which is crafted from a Greater Equipment Forge and a Diamond Block, and the Greater Equipment Forge is crafted from a Lesser Equipment Forge and a Iron Block, and that Lesser Equipment Forge is crafted from a crafting table and a wooden axe. Now, for some reason, I've gotten a few comments where some of you guys can't seem to be able to craft a wooden axe, and I'm not sure if that's like a bug in the game or something. That should be pretty much all you do to craft a wooden axe, but I don't know why some of y'all's game is not letting you craft it, but that is that. I'm not sure how to fix that bug other than to maybe go get the wooden axe yourself, but I'm sorry, I don't have more information on that. So right after getting a Master Equipment Forge, which is the highest one you can get, you are also going to need an Equipment Infuser, which is different from my last video because you didn't used to need an. So this is what's going to be used to level up each of your equipments. Now, do keep in mind that if you're trying to level up your equipments, you can only do it on individual pieces. You can't do it afterwards. So if you craft a weapon and you're like, crap, I forgot to level up XYZ part, you can't do this afterwards. So it has to be on individual equipments. So the way you're going to go about this is you're going to get whatever piece you want, and you're going to look at that center piece that says charge, and that's what's going to tell you what you need to charge the weapon. Now, I already have this one specifically leveled up to level 3, and that's pretty much the max one you can get. You'll know how much you need down here. It'll tell you how much experience each one has. So keep in mind that once you place whatever charge you want on this, it's going to automatically level up that item. So right there, I just accidentally leveled it up by placing the charge on here. But essentially, you'll look at the charge element, which for this one, it's going to be the nether. And you're going to look at the charge, and you're going to go under elements, and it'll tell you what they are. So this one is nether and void, and this one is fire and acid. And I have a whole list of things. So fire and acid, lightning nether, fey, earth, and so on and so forth, right? Like you can just go about it and look at these things yourself. Also, the monsters that drop these particular items will usually drop their own charges, so look out for that. So with that said, we're gonna go ahead and level up a few items real quick, and then we'll be right back. So we're back, and I have not crafted any new weapons, but that's because I wanted to show you guys the different weapons you can make from these. So I'm gonna put a label on these things so you guys can know what goes where. But we're gonna start with the base, and you can do one of two bases. So you can do a normal, one of three bases. A normal base, which will just give you the head, and then you can do one of these bases, which will give you a pommel and a head. And then I'm gonna personally go with this Sylph Wing. It still gives me a pommel and a head, but it has smited built into it. I wish it was a level 3, but I don't have enough essences for it, so we're just gonna suffer with that. I do not have a pummel. If you want to look at what resources are dropped and from whom, you can always type it in your search bar. So this one's gonna be the pommel, this one's gonna be the base, this one's always gonna be the head. These are gonna be blades. Oh, sorry, not blades. These are gonna be axes, and these are gonna be pikes and blades. And so I am missing pummels, which can be the Vespid Stinger, the Deejing Cloud, and the Stinger. The Stinger would be the easiest one to find just because you can find them in desert biomes, but as hard as I tried, I could not get one to drop for me. Actually, I didn't see any monsters that would drop these things, and I just got annoyed and frustrated. So we're gonna go without a base, without a pommel. Okay, so for the heads, there's 3 different types. There's the types that gives you pikes, which is colored in yellow, and it would go like that. And these are one of the pikes. They are the types that give you blades, which is colored in red, and it would look something like that. And then they are the types that gives you axe slots, which are the orange ones, and you need 2 of the same ones to put in there, but you do not get the blade or the pike. So choose wisely. I personally would like to go with the blade. So here's going to be my wacky creation, right? The level 3 Sapphire Blade, a Darkling Skull, and a Sylph Wing. Now, I wish I could get a pommel, but again, the only one I had, I accidentally used to craft this level 1 thing. There is a jewel piece that I'm almost certain goes here, but I honestly have no items that have been able to accept that. So we're gonna go with this. So it's a level 3. It doesn't do much. It says level 8 damage, 1.5 cooldown, range of 2, and a 225 sweep. So compared to level 1 all the way around, it's 5, 2.4, 2 range, and 90 sweep. So the one major thing that changes are the effects. So let's just go ahead and craft it, and voila. So we have this ridiculous item that causes leech effect, smite, and paralysis. So it can also summon Sapphires and Darklings. And so let's go ahead and, from first person point of view, it looks kind of big, and then you look at it from this angle and it's not that big, but it does look crazy. I will say, be wise in how you use this thing, or how you craft these things. Are you serious? Are you serious right now? Okay, so that did 17 damage, 1 strike, 1 hit KO. So we didn't get to see any of the effects, but I think it's pretty self-explanatory here. Boom. You could see, oh, there it is. Little summoning things. Now that is an automatic effect, like I didn't have to do any special clicking or anything. They just kind of get summoned from the staff whenever you're attacking. It is a random chance, I'm assuming, because they're not constantly getting summoned every time I attack. But they do have the cooldown, so make sure you check for that. These are kind of cute though. They're tiny little spawn guys. Oh, okay, there's the other thing. Okay, so that's that. So the summons are automatic. The effects are automatic. Some of these weapons do have like a long range cast. For some reason this one doesn't, and I think you used to just be able to charge it by holding down the left button, but that is that. My only advice is that you probably want as many negative effects stacked on your weapons as possible. So try to vary it and have as many different element types as you possibly can, so that you do the max amount of damage and the max amount of chaos. If you're looking for anything specific, like I said, you can always just check the search bar over here. If you are looking for a certain type of head, you can always do that. You can always just also type mobs, and it'll show you every single type of drops. It is kind of buried in there with a bunch of other things, and you'll just have to search through them, but it'll show you all the possible drops that you can have. And that is that for monster forging. Okay, so next up is going to be the reforging station. And so this is going to be one of the most handy items that you'll have as a player, because it'll save you the headache of having to go and look out and farm resources endlessly. Okay, so at this point, whenever you have this, it should make it 10 times easier for you to get the gear that you want without having to theoretically spend a whole bunch of resources. So what this does is it'll actually let you re-roll the stats on a specific or any item that you want, or nearly any item that you want. So just just as an overview, we have the Reforging station and we have the Reforge station, or just the Reforge. This one, the Reforge, is specifically and only for bubble items. So anything that goes in this inventory here, that's what this is for. It's for small trinkets. This one is for everything else, armor, weapons, etc. So Reforging station, you'll need a crafting table, a anvil, and a lava bucket. And that is that. Now for the looks like they're both called the same thing, but this one just has the Reforging name on it. This one has Reforging station when you click on it. For this one, it's going to be 2 obsidian blocks, a crafting table, an anvil, and 2 stone slabs. So for this one, the armor one, this one comes in handy. All you need in order to re-roll stuff is the item and then a piece of that crafting material. So what's important to know is that it needs to be specific, especially for the dragon and the sea serpent armor. You can't re-roll and expect to change stats if you have different scales that are not used to create that piece of armor. So for example, I can re-roll this piece of chest plate because it's a bronze chest plate, but I cannot go and re-roll a red dragon chest plate even though it is still dragon scales. So it needs to be specific to that color. Same with the sea serpent stuff. You can use the purple to re-roll purple armor, but you couldn't go back and re-roll a blue piece of armor per se. And it does work with any part of the dragon armor or the sea serpent armor. Same with the diamond. You need diamonds to re-roll diamond, iron, gold, whatever piece of armor that you want to re-roll, as long as it has stats. The other cool thing is that dragon weapons can be re-rolled with just dragon bones. So personally, I think this is cheaper because dragon bones are more abundant and you can use dragon bones to craft pretty much every single weapon, whereas the scales are a little bit harder to come by because you need to go farm for those specific color dragons. But every dragon drops dragon bones, and you can re-roll fire dragon weapons and ice dragon weapons. So it is really cool because you no longer need the fire potions or the ice potions in order to go make new weapons, craft them, waste material, and then hope for the best. Because whenever you craft a weapon, the first time you craft it into a regular, let's say you were crafting a dragon. Alright, let's say you wanted to craft a dragon rapier. Well, the first time you craft it, it has, well, sometimes it'll give you stats, and those stats are not fixed if you want to get a fire weapon. So right now this thing says that it has no stats, but if you want to turn it into a fire weapon, then it re-rolls those stats, and now I have a piece of crap. So it has -15 base damage percent. But now with this, I can re-roll it as many times until I find something that I want, or until you run out of resources, pretty much. And this one's okay. 20% attack speed and reach distance. Like, I'm not going to use it because I have this thing, which is legendary. But you get the point. Like, you can re-roll these things until you have legendary gear, which is amazing. Now, as far as trinkets go, now you can re-roll some trinkets, or at least craftable items that require glowing ingots. So you can go and look at all the things that require glowing ingots. The wither ring, the stone of the sea, the polarized, the poison stone, poison enchantment, and there's actually a few other things that you can do, but you can essentially keep re-rolling these items too. So the difference is that this will give you innate stats, whereas if you go over here, the only thing you're re-rolling is this bottom piece, and I wish I had another mouse so I could point to it, but it's this very bottom piece that says angry +6 attack damage. So that is another special stat bonus that is specific to only bubble items and trinkets, because the armor and stuff does not have that. And you cannot, so we're clear, you cannot re-roll armor in this reforging station. It is only trinkets. And so if you have a stat that you really like and you do not want to lose that stat, do not put your item in there. So I did, well, okay. +6 attack damage. Okay, I'm gonna keep that. Now this station is based purely on experience. So every roll is just gonna be it's gonna take away experience from your experience bar. So you can use your books for that, XP potions or whatever, or you could just have a bunch of experience laying around like I do here on my bar, and you can reroll pretty much anything you want until again you have exactly what you want. The more you click on it, the easier it is to get lost in it, and then before you know it, you're gonna have absolutely no experience whatsoever. See like this Ender Queen's crown, like you can craft it. Oh, okay, but that makes sense. That explains why you can re-roll it, because it uses a glowing gem, and glowing gems are built from glowing ingots, and therefore you can re-roll Queen's crown with it. As for the golden crown, I guess you can use gold ingots to re-roll that, although I have personally no idea what it does other than maybe be a fashion statement. Yep, look at me, I'm the king. Okay, but hopefully I didn't confuse you guys too much with the difference between these two. This one you don't need resources, just experience. This one you need exactly the resources that were used to craft that item, or subsets of those resources that were used to craft the item, if that makes sense. And so next up we have the advanced Rune Reader, or just the Rune Reader. There is a regular one. So there is the Rune Reader, right? That requires stone or some kind of stone, a diamond block, a quartz block, and then some sort of crafting rune. I don't know if they have to be exactly the same on either side, but you need 2 of them. And then a block of redstone, and it'll give you this Rune Reader. And then if you want to do the advanced Rune Reader, you need that Rune Reader, the regular one, with the obsidian, 4 blocks of quartz, 2 blocks of emerald, and a block of gold, and that'll give you that. So with that said, I personally don't have much experience with this because I don't know. It's not a part of the game that I'm very interested in right now, but the amount of rewards that you get from it are actually really interesting. I don't have a list, but I'll put a link to it in the video so you guys can go see what all the special rewards you get from, or special items from the advanced Rune Reader are. And as far as I know, the monsters or treasure chests out in the world don't drop these. So this is these items that are made from the Rune Reader are very specific and can only be obtained from this method of crafting. So here are all my chests with all the runes that I have yet to unlock, and every single one of them is different. And what you do is you just put the rune right there, and as an example, this dark one, these are the resources that you need, so you'll bring it whatever's asking for it, and then it'll give you a heat gem. And then you put this one and it'll give you a different things that it wants or needs, and it'll give you whatever. I don't know if it's different for everyone, and if this is just a randomizer and each rune is different for every single person. If it is, let me know. If it's not different and it's all the same, I might make a video about it and I'll just show you all the different rewards about it. I'm not going to go too in depth because I'm not too familiar with it, other than the fact that you need to pretty much bring it whatever the heck it wants, and then it'll give you, that one item that's super rare and can only be found or crafted through this method. But you guys, I hope this was a useful update for you guys. Oh, I had to notice a little heart on there. That's cute. But I hope this was useful for you guys. I know I needed to make an update on that monster forging station because a lot of people have been asking me questions on my last video. Not last video, but like the last monster forging video that I made forever ago. Because there has been some updates and stuff. If you have the newer forge, like the newer RlCraft packs, then you kind of need the newer information in order to craft some things and in order to level up some other things. So hopefully most of you found this interesting or at least helpful in some way. If you did, let me know. Always appreciate it. And if there's anything else you guys want me to make a guide on, I would be happy to make it for you guys. Just give me some time. And that is going to be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.